Hello, and welcome to our presentation on organizational change. Organizational change is a subject whose importance only grows with the increasing complexity and interconnectedness of the world. In fact, the modern corporate landscape is riddled with the corpses of organizations that failed to change in time and ceased to exist as we once knew them. Blockbuster, Firestone, Polaroid, and Xerox, to name a few. In 2004, management guru Stephen Covey introduced the analogy of permanent whitewater to describe today's fast-paced society, where change management has become less about if a company is going to change, and more about how well they can navigate the churn of constant change. In this world, he speculated, the winners will be not the strongest or largest companies, but those who adapted the fastest. This has posed a special challenge for companies who had built their market dominance on strength and size. Our case organization, Walmart, provides a good example of this. But first, let's review our agenda for today. Our agenda for today is provide a quick organizational change refresher, discuss the case organization's relevant background and diagnosis, analyze the change strategy, and then reflect on takeaways for our larger study. Pictured are the Ben Franklin Five and Dime, where Sam Walton began his retail career, and a Walmart Supercenter in Waukegan, Illinois. Let's dive in with an organizational change refresher. Cooper, Hellriegel, and Slocum suggested the four most significant drivers of organizational change today are market globalization, rapidly changing technology, generational differences in communication, work preferences, and spending habits, and the proliferation of social networks. Although these factors have changed throughout history, they are still tied to basic indicators proposed by Ken Blanchard in his book, Leading at a Higher Level. These basic indicators are whether the organization's initiatives are delivering desired outcomes, whether customers are excited about the organization, and whether employees are energized and committed. The need for constant, near real-time analysis of this and corresponding action is highlighted in our study of Walmart. Additionally, the Internet has proven to be a great leveler in many regards, and staying abreast of competitors has become an increasingly difficult challenge. As any company grows to the enormous size enjoyed by Walmart, maintaining growth at an acceptable pace to sustain earnings becomes an additional economic indicator of success. The retail giant we now know as Walmart had modest beginnings in rural Arkansas in 1962. Founded by the former son of a rural banker, a humble man who drove a pickup truck, flew coach class, and lived in a nondescript rancher until his death in 1992. Walton proposed a novel idea that rural areas were unexploited markets that would not only support discount stores, but allow them to thrive. His charisma gained legions of devoted employees he called associates, whom he engaged in a simple mission: to help customers, cut costs, and share profits. By the time of his death, Walmart was the largest employer in the U.S. and had begun its international expansion with 2 stores in Mexico. In many ways, the strong culture built by Walton was difficult to sustain after his death, and the company grew somewhat complacent in its advantages within the retail market, even as the Internet allowed competitors to catch up. Walmart has seen a significant slowdown in its growth and a loss of market share because, to some extent, it has failed to stay abreast with what competitors are doing. The competitors, Amazon chief among them, have become more skilled at Walmart's data analytics game than Walmart. While Walmart focused on using technology to achieve a logistics advantage and maintained a focus on opening new stores to continue growth, Amazon was introducing increasingly more sophisticated and responsive platforms that made the shopping experience easy for customers from start to finish. By the time Walmart came around to a full diagnosis of its organizational challenges, it was relegated to playing catch-up.
A new CEO, Doug McMillon, was appointed in February 2014, and McMillon has brought an aggressive approach to organizational change. He has been quoted as being interested in holding onto the stored cultural identity established by Sam Walton while recognizing and adapting to modern realities. McMillon has introduced a multi-pronged approach to the organizational change and, if nothing else, has certainly shaken up the status quo. The company embarked on an extensive store redesign and has been actively seeking ways to better integrate its expanded e-commerce opportunities with its physical store locations. To enable change agility and respond to concerns that the company was less committed to its employees than in the past, Walmart removed around 3,500 store co-managers, raised its starting wages substantially, and gave existing employees a sizable bonus. Additionally, the company has now pioneered an education partnership with several universities where associates will be giving financial aid to attend certain job-related courses comprising Walmart academies. These changes have typically been announced at Walmart annual meetings that include a wide cross-section of the workforce, still held in Arkansas as they were in the days of Sam Walton. This messaging around the changes has been widely socialized as maintaining a dual focus on the customer and the employee. One of Walmart's weaknesses over the past few years has been a sense of complacency that allowed competitors to catch up and surpass the company in what had been one of its strongest areas. The need to constantly scan the environment for threats and opportunities is ever more important. To maintain success, organizations should attempt to hold a steady core of identity while recognizing that the customer demand and avenues for delivery are constantly changing. To do this effectively, leaders must assess not only their organization but also themselves. They must recognize when they have blind spots or complacency and take action to limit the effects of these. Additionally, as always, it is important to communicate changes in such a way that employees understand why change is necessary and how they fit into the new vision. Here are some guiding questions regarding organizational change in the Walmart Corporation. What can Walmart begin doing, continue doing, and or stop doing to compete with Amazon? And how can organizations balance the need to constantly scan the environment and proactively respond to rapidly changing customer needs while preventing a constant state of upheaval? Here are the references used for this presentation. Thank you for your time and your analysis.